Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, and double honors to the elder apostles, the prophets, and the teachers over at GMS that have been bringing out this 100% truth for the last 30 plus years. And today we're just going to get right into it. Most High willing, this will be an edifying class for the people. Let's just start off right away with I'm already in the last one. We're going to start off with Job. This is going to be another end time prophecy class. So let's go to Job 9 and 24 because that's what time we're in right now. We're in the Job 9 and 24 time, but we're going to start let's start at verse 23. Job 9 and 23. If the scourge slay suddenly, he will laugh at the trial of the innocent. Verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? One more. Verse 25. Now my days are swifter than a post. They flee away. They see no good. 26. They are passed away as the swift ships, as the eagle that hasteneth to the prey. So the point here is the earth was given to the wicked, right? And these days, if you don't know who the wicked is, who is it that we're not allowed to talk about? Who can make laws saying no matter what we do, you're not allowed to do anything or say anything, or you could go and whatever consequences, I don't know what that could possibly be. But let me show you how wicked it gets. Should we go into the class first? Let's see where we're at. We're going to get into the book of Isaiah, chapter 24. And I want to show you how wicked it's I'll wait. Let's just go into the class. I am going to show you later on in this class how wicked it's gotten. It has gotten to the point where we're going to see some changes soon. So it's really good. This is the worse it gets for worldliness, the more excited the prophets are going to be because they see prophecy being fulfilled. Some days I feel like Jonah when he's sitting on the hill and he's just watching the town and wondering why the Most High hasn't come and just destroyed this place yet. I mean, it's more than worthy of destruction. More than worthy. But let's get into it. Isaiah 24, starting from the top. Behold, the Lord, Yahweh, maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priests, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh hath spoken this word. That's beautiful, right? It's just beautiful. He's getting ready to take this place and he's going to destroy it. And the greatest part about this, see, we're teaching these classes for Israelites. And anybody else that wants to listen and take notes, great. That might just show that you're an Israelite at the end of the day. But we're teaching this end time prophecy because this isn't only the end of their world, it's our deliverance. See, it literally tells you that the woman will go through great travail while delivering. And when the baby's been delivered, if you've ever been a part of a birth, I've got 5 kids, I've been there for all of them. So when the baby's born, the woman immediately forgets about the pain and just wants the child in her arms to protect it and to nourish. So that's us right now. We're at the point of the I like to say this, the head is starting to crown. The head is starting to show the crown. Isn't that beautiful? That's what part of the delivery we're at. But anyway, let's get a precept real quick. Let's go to the book of Nahum, chapter 2. And we're going to go down to 10. But I'm going to prove to you guys right now that this is all for us also. So, this is 2 and 10 though. She is empty and void and waste. And the heart melteth, and the knees smite together. And much pain is in all loins. And the faces of them gather blackness. It's beautiful. So, the place is going to be destroyed. For you guys that don't know, this destruction is coming soon. That's beautiful too. Destruction coming soon. So you got to be, you really got to open your spiritual eyes and start to see. Even these bug outs on these TV stations are out getting baptized. Yeah. Not reading the scriptures though. Not studying the Bible, but I'm going to run out and get a water baptism. That's going to save me. Jesus Christ is my Lord. No, you didn't. You went and did another worldly, how would you say it? It's worldly. It's a ritual. It's a worldly ritual nowadays. They think, and it's not because, and I don't think, honestly, I'm not mad at anybody for getting baptized in the water, but you're going to be in a Christian church, and they don't keep the laws. So the baptism is really a null and void. Why would you even do it? It says to be baptized in the Spirit. In other words, to have a clean spirit. People are just out there dropping their heads in water thinking that they can continue in their wicked ass lifestyle. I'm saved. No, you're not. But anyway, I'm going to prove that this destruction right here, for all those 2/3 that are going to have to die the horrific death before they can come into the kingdom, and the rest of the nations, this destruction's for you. And the delivery is painful, so we know that this is our deliverance because it keeps getting tougher and tougher. So let's stay in Nahum, and let's get a precept and prove that this is our deliverance. Go to verse 2. Wait, okay, let's go to verse 2. For the Lord hath turned away the excellency of Jacob as the excellency of Israel. For the emptiers have emptied them out and marred their vine branches. Okay? So, we're finished with our destruction. We're completely destroyed. And so the Most High is going to come, and he's going to destroy them. And I'm looking for a specific I'm looking for something there. I'll find it. Let's go back into Isaiah. When I remember where it's at, I'll come back to it. But I'm pretty sure that it'll come up in this class somewhere. So let's go to Isaiah. It's probably this one right here. Isaiah chapter 2 and 19. Nope. That's not it either. But let's go back into the class. So, like I said, the Most High is going to empty this place. He's doing it for our sakes. And so when he starts to empty out this place, what's going to happen is, let's go to Isaiah chapter 2 and start at verse 19. And they shall go, let's start at verse 17. And the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of man shall be made low, and Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. And the idols shall be utterly abolished. You know what the word abolished means? Destroyed. So, when you say something's going to be abolished, it's going to be utterly destroyed. So, the idols he shall utterly destroy, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for fear of Yahweh, for the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. So they shall go into holes of the rocks, and into caves of the earth. Well, we better check that. Let's check that prophecy and see if they're preparing to fulfill it. Pictures of the bunkers for the millionaires. This is beautiful, guys. So they said hide us in the caves, right? Well, what we got here, excuse me, shorty. I want to go with this one. Look how big that is. It's like that. It's a damn hotel. This is a hotel. Look at that. That's some billionaire's super amazing doomsday bunker for super rich. So I don't know if that's like a place just for a bunch of super rich people, or if that's just one person. You see what I'm saying? And that's not all of it. Like, there's let me show you some real ones. Hers is real. Hers is not that. No, that's that same one, but hers is actually. I want to show you guys. Let's do it like this. There we go. There's one we can see. We'll visit it for a second. Well, this thing is not trying to move fast. It's okay. I mean, dang, how slow can you go? There we go. This is a $17 million. So that's what the thing is right there. See what I'm saying? So now get that in your mind. Keep it there. Think about that closely. All right? What are they building these doomsday bunkers for? You got to ask yourself, what is the point of this doomsday bunker? Let's get back over here now. We see it. We see it with our own eyes. I had to pick one. I mean, there were so many of them to choose from. Oh, I didn't even show you this. Oh, man, this place is pretty fucking nice, honestly. I mean, this dude's like, let me show you this. I didn't really scroll through it, but let me just show you what they got going on here for the doomsday bunker. I mean, it's not like they're having it rough in this place at all in any way, shape, or form. Well, I guess that was it. But still, I mean, now let me go ahead and read that verse again and see if it lines up. This is Isaiah 2:19. And they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. So they must know something. These guys gotta know something, right? I mean, here they are shaking terror. They know that the earth's about to be terribly shaken. They're making bunkers that will withstand a nuclear holocaust. That's literally what they're doing. They're making bunkers to withstand a nuclear holocaust. So, it's happening. Let me read it one more time. And they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for fear of Yahweh and for glory of his majesty when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. In that day a man shall cast off his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats, to go into the clefts of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks for fear of Yahweh and for the glory of his majesty when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. Okay? That's beautiful. Cease ye man from whose breath is in his nostrils, for wherein he is to be accounted of. So, don't trust in men that die. Trust in Yahweh Shemel Shai. So if a man is teaching you the truth, then you know he comes in the spirit. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, don't trust in these liars out here in the world. If you need to figure that out, let me show you. Let me do it this way. We'll go Isaiah chapter 2 and 22. And we'll go to the Bible Hub. It has different versions. We'll go down to the Christian Standard Bible. Put no more trust. This is Isaiah 2 and 22. And this is the Christian Standard Bible. Put no more trust in mere human who has only the breath in his nostrils. What is he really worth? Let me find a different one. The Contemporary English Bible. This might help you guys even further. Because I want to say it, but I want to show you that from one of your, like, just in case one of you Christians are watching, I want to show you from your own books that this is what it's really saying. It says, this is the Contemporary English Version. Stop trusting the power of humans. They are all going to die. So how can they help? How's that? Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, for wherein he to be accounted of. So wherein is he to be accounted of? Like it says, man, stop trusting in people that are going to die because they don't have any spirit in them in the first place. But anyway, let's move on. Let's go to back over into Isaiah chapter 24. So stay in the book of Isaiah, go back to chapter 24, and let's pick up where we left off, verse 3 or 4. Verse 3. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh hath spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. Watch this. What's the biblical definition of languish? To be made weak. So, to become feeble, weak, so in other words, just to be made weak. So the people, the proud, high-minded people that are in rulership right now on the earth, the haughty people, they're going to be made weak. So, what's the biblical definition of haughty? Lifted up eyes, high eyes, arrogant, proud, pride, conceited. So the people that have that certain demeanor about them, it's because they usually have more than the next person, and so they think that they're better than other people. But when you go into how they get, they turn out to be the most wicked people on earth, and the Most High isn't dealing with them. So don't think for a great abundance to be a blessing, because He can take it from you just as quick as He will let you have it. But anyway, those proud, arrogant people, like I just said, He can take it from you just as quick as He let you have it. The land shall be utterly emptied, utterly spoiled. The Lord hath spoken it. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. He's going to take that in a blink of an eye. And I'll show you that too. So, the world languished. The world is made weak and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth are made weak. All you proud motherfuckers. Just saying. All of it. Let's keep going. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws. Changed the ordinances. You changed the ordinance, broke the everlasting covenant. Well, we got to get that right now. Revelation chapter 22. So let's go down to verse 18. Now let's read that again before I go there. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Let me show you something. I want to show you something. This is Revelation 22, 18 and 19. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. If any man shall take away from the word of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. So, but I'm gonna read 5 again and 6. So we know that if you change anything, you're out. You're asked out. So this is Isaiah 24 and 5 and 6. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth. and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. That's beautiful, right? So the earth is burned, and few men left. So let's go to the book of Mark. I think it's chapter 7 and starting at, chapter, 7. And oh, no, I'm all right. Well, let's get it on right here, but I was going to bring something else out too, so I'm going to get that also. And I thought this was that. So I'm going to go ahead and read this, break this down, because this is a really good precept. It's not the precept. I was looking for the other precept also that I had to go with what we were just talking about right now. So let me go ahead and get Mark 7 and starting at verse 7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching doctrines, the commandments of men. Like I said, you guys are changing this up. You changed the ordinances. You're changing the Bible, man. You guys can't do that. You get caught changing the ordinances or breaking the everlasting covenant or just straight transgressing the law straight up. Howbeit in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men, for laying aside the commandments of Yahweh, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. Just going through the motions. And he said unto them, full well ye reject the commandment of Yahweh, that ye may keep your own traditions. So what do you do to keep your own traditions? You change the ordinances. You transgress the law. You break the everlasting covenant. And then in Revelation 22 and 18 and 19, it's showing you that that's detrimental. Every time I tell you you're doomed, I'm dead serious about that. But you're the one that's going to be like, you're going to be the one that physically suffers that fleshly, painful death. And so what we're trying to do is teach you guys, man, come back to the truth. There's some of you that the Most High wants to use. And if he has, he's coming soon. Most High destruction, coming soon. I told you that already. It's on its way. So, I'm going to move on from that, and I'm going to get that. Let's go back to verse 6 again, because and then I want to get verse 6 again in Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 7 and verse 6. No, that's not the one I want. That is not the one I want, but the one I do want is in Matthew. Because I want to get back to what I was talking about earlier. Because it said, I gotta switch it. Okay, because in verse 6, I want to go back to verse 6 in Isaiah chapter 24. It says, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, they that dwell therein are desolate, and therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned and few left. And I wanted, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. So they are burned, and few men left. So let's go over to the book of Matthew, chapter 30 and verse 30. We'll start at verse 29. Then we'll start at verse 27. So listen carefully, because there's going to be people that are burned. But I love this, because it said, let me read it real quick. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. So let's go ahead and start at verse 27. And this is Matthew 13:27. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? So he's saying, we put good wheat in. Where did all these tares come from? Where did all this stuff that we can't use, where did it all come from? You put good seed in the ground. He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he says, Nay, lest while you gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. And that's really important. And I'll tell you in a second. Let me finish this. Both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, let me just finish. Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles, and to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So the really important thing is why hasn't the Most High destroyed these people yet, right? Well, it's saying right here that let both grow together and until harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye first the tares and bind them up into bundles to burn them, and gather the wheat into my barn. So he wants to have us all together. And it says that also in, I think it was in the book of Joshua, where he put us with the other nations, and the first thing we did, he left a few nations around about us, and the first thing we did was we started worshiping their gods, and he put us into our first captivity outside of Egypt. And to this day, we do the same thing. We do the same thing unto this day. So he puts us together until the harvest, and then the reapers come. The reapers are the prophets. So the prophets come and gather ye together first the tares to bind them up in bundles, but gather the wheat into my barn. So what we do is we separate the wheat from the tares. By how we do it in this day and age, we gather the wheat and put it in the barn, and the tares separate themselves from that wheat that wants to be in the barn. It's just like put on the like when he said, I'm going to give you white garments, and when you come back to it's all talking about righteousness. Put on righteousness. So the righteous people are going to be put over here in a safe place, and the people that reject this book and this word are going to be all outside of that, and it's going to be very easy to separate. But the point is he's going to burn your asses, and that's a physical thing. So let's get that too. I'm going to take this one back to I'm going to go to Isaiah back to 24 on this one, and then on over here we're going to get the precept in Isaiah 66. And so he literally said that the inhabitants of the earth. So I'm going to go back to Isaiah 24:6 now. I showed you that we're all together at this time. The inhabitants of the earth are going to be burned, but he's going to separate his righteous from the wicked, and then he's going to burn them. And I'm going to show you after. I'm going to bring this out, but then I'm going to show you where he's actually going to save us first. So everything, prove all things, right? This is Isaiah chapter 24:6. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Now I said that our people are going to be saved, so I gotta stand to that. But first, let's go over here and get that burned. Isaiah chapter 66, starting at verse 15. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So that's few men shall be left. Well, you said that the Israelites were going to be saved. You're right, I said that. So let's go over to, since we're already in the burn, let's go, let's get it. Revelation chapter 11, and we'll go straight to verse 12. And they heard, this is Revelation chapter 11 and 12. Watch this. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Wait a second. So you're going to separate the wheat from the tares. And I told you that these people over here are going to separate themselves because they already rejected Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Now you have us over here, and what is he going to do? Oh, well, he's going to say, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. And wait, what happened to the tares and all the wicked? Oh, and their enemies beheld them. Do you know what it means to behold? That means to see. So our enemies are going to watch us. Now, well, that doesn't prove it's before the destruction. Okay. Let's go to verse 13 then. And the same hour there was a great earthquake, and a 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, which is the number of completion, not exactly 7,000 men. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the Yahweh of heaven. So that remnant is verse 12. The remnant were, whoa! Oh, praises, you saved us. So, yeah, took on the burn. Took on the burn good, too. So, let me go ahead and keep reading now. This is back to Isaiah chapter 24. And I think you guys understand that I said we were going to be saved out of this. I've proven that. I told you that they're not going to be. I've proven that. I showed you that this place is going to be made empty. I can even show you where it's going to be a nuclear destruction. Why don't we get that? Well, let me see if I can find it. And I will have the smith who makes the arrow. What chapter and verse? Let's see. Yep, there it is. Yep, I got it. Isaiah 54 and 16. And it says, I will smite the bow out of the left hand and will cause the arrows to fall out of it. No, that's not the one. I'm sorry. See, that wasn't Isaiah. I pushed on Isaiah, and next thing I know, I'm in Ezekiel. Shame. All right, Isaiah. Here we go. There he is. Behold, I have created, this is Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16 and 17. Like I said, I'll prove that there's going to be a nuclear destruction also. So let's go ahead and prove that. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh. So the point is I bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy. So who is that waster? Let's get it. So you know what? Let's see here. Oh. I'm going to read it, and you know we got to get the NLT on this one for all the people that still don't understand. I have created the blacksmith who fans the coals beneath the forge and makes the weapons of destruction. I have created armies that destroy. But in that coming day, no weapon turned against you will succeed. You will be silent, every voice raised up to accuse you. These benefits are enjoyed by the servants of Yahweh. Their vindication will come from me. I, Yahweh, have spoken. If you don't understand that, I am literally don't know how it can be broken down any more clear. Okay, so the creator of what? Weapons of mass destruction. And so I'll get one more though. I'll prove it further. His arrow will not come back void. Boom. Isaiah 55, 10 through 13. All right, let's try it. Nope, that's not the right one, guys. I'm gonna find it. His arrow shall not return void. What chapter and verse in that Bible? There it is. I was in the right spot. Right spot, wrong spot, pretty much. He shall shoot his arrows and they shall not return for the chapter and verse. I don't understand why it's like been doing this for a minute. Been hiding stuff. There it is. I did find it. Jeremiah chapter 50 and 9. Man, I should have known where that is. Anyway, this is Jeremiah chapter 50 and 9. Like I said, I wanted to prove that they were going to be shooting the nuclear weapons according to Scripture also. So let's get it. This is King James Version. For, lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as mighty expert men. None shall return vain. So what it's saying is that these nations that are rising up against us right now are going to shoot modern day arrows at us. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen what an arrow looks like. I think I have one. I just might have an arrow. Here's one. So, see, it has little wings on the back and it has a front. And this one, the reason why I don't use this is because we broke the tip off of it. And it has a nice sharp tip normally. In fact, let me give you a better example. I have a dart. So, this also, you know, from the little dart board here. Well, how about this? Doesn't that, like, so, the same as an arrow, but shorter. It's got a real sharp tip. It's got the wings on the back. Now watch this. Because the arrows are not coming back void. They're gonna definitely hit their target. Pictures of nuclear missiles flying. Huh. What? No, that's not possible. Now you tell me, and if you can't figure this out by now, if you can't figure out what's going on by now, I just showed you their arrows will not. Now keep this in mind. Suck it in. Suck it in. Look at this one. This one looks really good. You got the airplanes that shoot it. Look at that. Oh, neat story. Really neat story there. Look at that. Oh, those are beautiful, right? That one's getting blown up in the air. Beautiful. There's one. So you see that, I mean, if you can't figure it out by now, then you're doomed. And the Most High isn't dealing with you. So I'll read it again, and then we're going to go back into the class. But I told you, this place is going to get emptied. How do you think it's getting emptied? The first 3 verses in Matthew 24 says this place is getting emptied. So, going back into it now, you know what the arrows look like. Modern day arrows. There's a modern day arrow right there. If you can't figure that out, then you've got issues. Jeremiah chapter 50, KJV. All right. Let's read it again, and then we're going to move on. Now keep those missiles in mind when I read this, so we can just move on. You can understand how this place is getting empty. This is Jeremiah 50 and 9. For lo, I will raise up and cause to come up against Babylon. That's this place, secret Babylon. Well, why is it Babylon? Because all of your traditions go back to Babylon. Everything you do is Babylonian, all the way down to the wedding ring on your finger. That is a Babylonian, part of the Babylonian culture. And I don't think anything's wrong with wedding rings. I'm just saying it is part of it, though. All the way down to birthdays, the virgin birth, Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day. All that stuff goes back to Babylon. So that's where you get all of your traditions. That's why it's called secret Babylon. So, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows Did you remember the arrows? We remember the arrows. Yep, their arrows shall be as mighty expert men. Now we know that those arrows are computerized to hit an exact pinpoint location within inches. So their arrows shall be as mighty expert men. None shall return in vain. There's no way they're shooting up thousands of nuclear weapons over here and they're not gonna, and we're just gonna shoot them all down. That shit sounds stupid. No, they're coming to get us. And what I mean by us is the people that live in this country. All right, we're moving on. We're going back into it. Back to Isaiah chapter 24. And we're going to go back to where we left off. And that's verse 7. So let's just pick up there. So moving on. The new wine mourneth, the vine languish, all of the merry-hearted do sigh. For mirth of tabrets cease, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the heart ceaseth. So tabrets is just a tambourine, and it's usually played by a woman. Isn't that funny? You can look it up for yourself. But a tabret is a tambourine usually played by a woman. And why I think that's funny, because when you go into a Christian church, you always got one in there popping up and just tapping away at it. Pop, pop, pop. You know, that's just part of it's part of that whole Christianity, which I ain't mad about music, but let's do it in righteousness. That's what I say. But the mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the heart ceaseth. So people aren't going to be partying anymore, is what they're trying to tell you. That's really what it's getting into. The party's over. The party's over. They shall not drink wine with song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. They don't want to be, you honestly, I don't know anybody that would be in a really bad position that'd be worried about having a drink more than trying to get their next meal and survive. Because you're going to be at a point where you have to have your next meal. You're not going to be worried about getting drunk. You're going to be worried about your next fucking meal. Like, oh, I'm so hungry. I need water. I need water. I don't want that right now. That's bitterness to me. I need real sustenance. So, anyway, when people drink in those in rough times, it's not like in celebration, okay? So when you're having a drink, and let's say, for example, if somebody dies and you're having a drink, you're mourning their death, but so the drink doesn't make you feel good inside. It's bitter to you. You're mourning. And so when once Jacob's trouble hits, you ain't gonna want to be out at the hen. You ain't gonna be at the hen fest with a bunch of damn chicken heads. You ain't gonna be there though. So the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. I can't remember where it's at again. I can't remember anything's at once I turn this camera on. There shall be a famine, but not of food and drink. What chapter and verse? There it is. Man, I knew where Amos too. All right. So I want you to see this. Let's read it again now. It says in verse 11, there is a crying for wine in the streets. It just said in verse 9, thou shalt not drink wine with song. But now there's a crying for wine in the streets. You guys got to understand there's got to be a discernment when you read this book. So when it's talking about people aren't, so when I told you in 9, yeah, there's no more partying. That's what that's talking about. Now in 11, there's a crying for wine in the streets. So now what Christians tell you, and this is what I hate, man, because we're supposed to read this Bible a certain way. And they'll tell you on all their videos, oh, they be jumping around and cherry picking, they'll jump over here and jump over there. And then say, because the scriptures tell us, it's precept upon precept. Precept upon precept. Line upon line. Line upon line. Here a little and there a little. And so it's telling you that we're going to be jumping around to confirm what we're talking about. So let's get that confirmation for the crying of wine in the streets. Amos chapter 8, and let's go down to the point, which is in verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread or thirst for water. So they're not crying for wine in the streets. There's no famine for that. But of hearing the word of Yahweh. So what is the famine? Hearing the words of Yahweh. So the famine that this is talking about, or the crying for wine in the streets, wine represents wisdom. Where is the wisdom? So there's going to be what? Behold, the day comes, saith Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Because once Yahweh's words left the street, there is no more wisdom. That's the one. Let's move on. The city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. The city is left desolation. The gate is smitten with destruction. We already went over the crying of wine. So let's jump around a little bit more. Jeremiah chapter 30 KJV. Here we go again. Hiding my really? Come on, 10 years. Seriously? Man, did you see that? 2 pages down to get to the app again. It was just there. Oh, man. All right. Jeremiah chapter 30. And we're going to start. Let's see. Let's start at verse 5. You know what? Let's start at verse 4. You know what? I got to read it all the way down to 8. So, the word of the Lord came to... I'm going to start from the top. This is just too beautiful. You got to have it all in there. So, anybody trying to say that I'm taking something out of context, I'm going to start from the top, okay? Because it's getting into... It says the city of confusion is broken. I'm going back over to Isaiah 24, so you guys keep this in your mind when I read this over here. Okay? It says, there's a crying for wine in the streets, all joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone. The city is left desolation, the gate is smitten with destruction. Okay? So, let's start over here. So you do hear all that? Lot of bad things. The earth being left empty. Only a few people. The children of Israel are being put into the clouds. The rest of the people are watching. There's a lot getting ready to happen here. So let's jump over to the book of Jeremiah and find out what's going on. So let's start at verse 1. The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh saying, thus speaketh Yahweh, the God of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith Yahweh. I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. That's beautiful. And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and Judah. So, for thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Now he already said, I'm going to bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah. So he's going to take us out of captivity, and I will cause them to return to their land. He's literally removing us from captivity. He's going to put us in our own land. But wait, how is he going to do it? Well, let's find out. This is verse 6. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. And haven't I already told you about that? That woman giving birth, travail is pain. This man is in pain with a child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. We're talking, why does everybody look like they're in so much pain? They're all about to give birth. Well, let's get it. Alas, this is verse 7. For that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. It is indeed the time of Jacob's trouble. But he shall be saved out of it. That right there is us. We shall be saved out of it. In fact, you know what? I had to show this to my daughter because she was looking a little scared when I teach these classes, so I have to show her. So I want to show you guys also. They shall not hurt one hair on your head. What chapter and verse? There it is. Luke 21 and 18. But we're going to start at verse 16. And so let's get it. Luke 21 and 18, and we're going to start at verse 16. You will be betrayed what happened? Oh man, I gotta go back here. Alright, I gotta go to it, Luke, because it literally just put me out of everything. Alright, sorry about that. Let's start at verse 16 now. You know what? Yep, I have to, I'm going to start at verse 15. Okay, we're going to keep it in context, but we're going to start at verse 15. So, I want you guys to hear this. It's beautiful. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. That's happening right now. The truth is out. It's all over the world. You got people burning Bibles. You got Putin showing pictures of depictions of Yahushua before iconoclasm. You've got the people that are in our land right now that we're not even allowed to mention their name because now it's illegal. It's illegal to mention them and anything that they do because that's crazy. We're not allowed to say anything about them, but it just makes me forget everything. But this is the point. The weapons of our warfare as Israelites are not carnal but spiritual. If you're doing a mass genocide on a certain people, it shows that your weapons of war are very carnal and very powerful. It shows that Israel will have no power at this time, and Yahweh, Yahweh Shai would have to come save them. So they show you who they are through their actions. That's why I was saying that I wanted to bring out who we are, because when the Most High gave us our mouth and our wisdom back, our adversaries, who are literally pretending to be us, our adversaries, which are pretending to be us, are unable to gainsay or speak against us any longer. And let me prove that real quick too. Let me just prove that real quick. Let's go back to the 1611. Let's go to First Maccabees. Let's prove that they're that they're truly imposters.